Hello, friends and families and loved ones. I greet you all. Welcome to my segment. I welcome you to my segment. My name is Mr. B.O., a full fledged Igbo son and teacher of Igbo language, culture, and traditions, including general vital issues that affect our lives in society. Let me tell us this: anything that brings stress, unhappiness, worries, and disturbances to us does not help us. As humans, all we need is happiness. All we need is rest of mind. All we need is less worries. You understand in what we do. So anybody that will kind of add to our problems, anybody, irrespective of who the person is, whether they are our mother, they are our father, they are our brother, they are our sister, they are our close relations, people with whom we share the same bloodline, or friends, that will make us feel worried each time we talk to them. Such people should be truncated. They should be truncated. I don't mean that you should kind of terminate them. No, I don't say you should end their lives. No, what I mean is that you should avoid coming close to them. Let the closeness remain the way it should be when you kind of meet, perhaps in your hometown or in your family home. But the issue of visiting, you visit them, in their respective homes. You want to kind of share that bloodline that states that relations should be visiting one another. Cut that off. Now, let me tell you this: when you are unhappy, you're stressed up. Yes. When you're unhappy, you are stressed up. Anybody that will cause you stress is not worth to be kept in your life. Avoid such people, irrespective of what the bloodline you share with the person. Because as I mentioned, whether or not the person is your mother, father, siblings, or close friends, whoever the person is, should be avoided. This world is not a difficult place to live in. It's just that when we are stressed up, we begin to think about so many things. And once we are stressed up, yeah, once anybody is stressed up, let the person go and check his or her BP. You must have gone up. That's just the truth. You can't be stressed up and your BP will be normal. It goes up. So anybody that causes your BP to rise is not a good friend. It's not a good mother. It's not a good brother. It's not a good sister. It's not a good cousin. It's not a good niece. It's not a good nephew. It's not a very good friend. Understand? For example, you are married. You're a married man. Then each time you go to the drinking bar where you meet your friends and go through bottles of beer and all that, then the point or the whatever you're going to discuss there will be around you and your wife, the way your wife treats you at home. You go there to discuss your wife. Every day you're gathered, your wife, is a topic you're going to talk about. Let me just tell you this: you are not helping matters. Because once you do that, there are friends among those friends of yours who will always advise you to end the marriage with your wife and find someone else, a replacement. They wouldn't advise you to say, man, you have to keep managing her. Marriage is not something you always find, it's very smooth. It's not usually smooth. So there are bad sides and good sides of marriage. So you really have to endure. You really have to manage your marriage. So they won't tell you that. Rather, they will always bring suggestions or ideas that will make you to leave your wife. Such people aren't good. Rather than settle the brouhaha, the friction you have with your wife, they will tell you to leave her and find someone else. Now, once they have left you or put you in such a situation, you are stressed. And when you're stressed, you're unhappy. And when you're unhappy, your BP rises. And when your BP rises, it affects your health generally. That's just the gospel truth. Avoid such people. No matter what they are in your life, avoid them. If they're the one that gives you contract, then fine, you can continue to get a contract. If they're the ones that employ you or gives you the kind of job that puts food on your table, fine, you can still continue, but don't bring issues that concern your wife. If they ask you how is your wife when you meet them, if they ask you how your wife is, just tell them everything is good. Your wife is good. Your wife is doing very well. Or are you still having any problem? I don't have any problem with my wife. Then, if you're a woman who usually believes in seeking advice from your fellow married women, okay, you should be cautious of this. If you go to that woman and tell her that your husband gives you 5,000 naira to manage for the week in the home upkeep, not your personal upkeep, running the domestic things or domestic stuff, why her own husband gives her 100,000 per week, fine, her husband is richer, well, glory be to God. But let me tell you this, if she, rather than tell you to be patient, that things are going to kind of improve as time goes by, she will tell you to leave your husband. Perhaps she will hook you up to someone else. Such woman is not a good woman. She's not a good friend. Okay, why wouldn't she ask you to marry her own husband? She wouldn't do that. Rather, she will always want you to leave your own husband. Leave your own husband and start doing what? Start prostituting? Or start when you leave your husband, you become useless. What exactly would she gain by advising you to leave your husband? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. She just wants to ruin your marriage. She just wants to ruin your life. Because if an outsider ruins your marriage, the person has automatically ruined your life. Because if you're married, your marriage is, should be your top priority. So you don't let anybody to ruin it, no matter who the person is. So when you're comfortable in your marriage, you are happy. But what I mean by being comfortable doesn't mean that everything you need will be provided by your partner. Everything you need will be available. That's not what I mean. You can't find 100%, of a good life in marriage. Marriage has its own bad sides and good sides. All you have to do is to endure. Then, if you have a friend that tells you, please, you have to endure, even if the person is very rich and you see that the person is rich, you have to endure. Please manage her. Please tolerate him. There's no place that is better than the other. We all manage. Please manage her. Please tolerate her. If anybody tells you that, that's a very good friend. Okay? Not the type that will tell you to leave your marriage, to leave your man, to leave your woman. And when you do that, what next? That should be what should preoccupy your mind. That's what you should be preoccupied with. Okay? Don't listen to people, because your happiness is very important. If you're not happy, it does not affect another person. In fact, most people don't even know that you exist, let alone to know whether you're happy or not. So that is why your happiness depends on you. You really have to do all you can to make sure that you're happy. Cut off that relationship that will make you unhappy. That relationship that will kind of put you under stress. You don't have to go to hospital because of pieces of advice you gathered from people. Because you think whatever you are going to do, you should seek people's advice first before you embark on that. Be the man of your room. Be the woman of your room. If you need a piece of advice on a situation you're undergoing, you will have men of God. No man of God will ask you to leave your wife. No man of God will ask you to end your marriage. No man of God will ask you to leave your husband. Especially those married ones that have children with whom they live peacefully. They will not ask you to end your own marriage. If a man of God asks you to leave your marriage, what does he want? If you're a man and the man of God you go to for a piece of advice asks you in return or advises you to leave your marriage, is it to leave your wife and come to take his own wife? Or is he going to give you someone that is problem free? Someone that does not have some challenges that will pop up once the person gets married to you? That woman of God or that pastor's wife that will advise you to leave your husband, what does she want to gain in the end? Does she mean when you leave your husband, she will now give up her own husband to you for you to be happy? You know that will not be possible. So no man of God will do that. No woman of God will do that. No pastor's wife will do that. They will always ask you to endure, except when it becomes a matter of do or die affair. Maybe a matter of when that marriage becomes life-threatening. That's when they will advise you to leave when you are still alive. Otherwise, no man of God will ask you to leave your marriage. I'm talking about married men of God. Okay? So, nobody is worth your happiness. You own your happiness as much as you own yourself. You own your life. Don't let anybody use one stupid advice or the other to end your life. You will have a lot of stress to go through. Going out every day from your home will always bring stress. Yes, that one can be understood. You bring that stress, you go through that stress to make money. You go through stress to make a living. Let it just end there. Not when you come back home, someone else will give you stress. Not matrimonial stress or what? Stress from your wife, stress from your husband, or stress from your children. Stress from friends. Stress from outsiders. Stress from that mother of yours. Stress from that father of yours. Stress from that relation of yours. None of them is worth it. So avoid them. Give them an arm's length. Yeah. Keep them at bay for your own life. Okay? Your happiness is exclusively yours. Live long. It's all for you. Be happy. Know how to endure when you're provoked. Know how to be patient when things you expect have not arrived or do not arrive as fast or as quickly as you would expect them. When you are not patient, you are stressed. Remember what I told you? When you're stressed, that means you become unhappy. And when you're unhappy, what follows? Then your BP goes up. And when your BP goes up, remember, you are at that moment having a health challenge. So live your life in such a way that nobody will ever make you to regret why you didn't live your life the way you should. Be the sole manager of your life because it's yours. You are not answerable to anybody about your life apart from God who gave you that life. So don't let a mortal being like you to make you happy while they are happy in their own homes. Okay? That's all for now, folks. When next we meet, we'll talk. Okay, folks. Bye and have a lovely evening.